Well, let me tap in and say a special good morning to everyone. Welcome to the Mid Morning Buzz here on Classic 105.5, Classic 105.9, and GBN TV. Good morning to our social media platforms, Facebook, the YouTube channel. Good morning, welcome. Those of you also, I keep always have the tendency to forget our viewers and listeners via our GBN, of course, webpage, gbn.gd. Good morning and welcome to the Mid Morning Buzz. Your host, GT, with you. I'll be around for the next few minutes as we head down to Coates this morning. And, we have lots to talk about. It's all the great stuff that's always happening along the day. And, this morning we have with us down at Coates. We have for you, Miss, of course, Hannah Knights down at Coates. Let's say good morning to Hannah. Hannah, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing quite fine, thank you.
Oh, well, nice to have you this morning. And, anytime we get to talk to the folks at Coates, it's always about telling us about the good stuff that's available at Coates. And of course, our focus this morning, it's Coates is asking you to come on down and celebrate, World Health Day. With friends at Coates Optical. Tell us about some of the great options that's available right now. And then we also have a little topic that we're going to spend some time on. Share some information with our viewers and listeners in terms of taking care of their health, their eyes, per se, in terms of because we'll be more talking about Coates Optical this morning. Tell us about it, Hannah. Good morning to you once again.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Well, at Coates Optical, we offer free eye examination, as everyone knows. We have an in-house doctor, but she's on vacation currently. We have someone sitting in for her. So he's here Monday to Fridays. Well, this week, no Fridays. It's a holiday tomorrow, please God. Today, we have a healthcare professional here as well with us today. So he's doing blood pressure checking, sugar testing, and so on. So people can feel free to walk in, come in and get tested, see how the eyes are going. We have a wide range of frames. We have payment options for everyone. You can get full glasses for children starting from about $400. For adults, we can see about $600 to $700. So it's good. Good things are happening at Coates Optical.
All right. Well, great to hear that. Down at Coates Optical, there's always the option of helping you, especially Coates Optical, and helping you in terms of your eye care. And today we want to share some information with our viewing and listening audience pertaining to, that digital eye strain that folks sometimes don't usually pay attention to for some reason or the other. And I know you're not a doctor, but you're going to share some information with me. I see you smiling there. You're going to share some information with me this morning, and but ways in which you can, of course, help to eliminate that problem that a lot of folks do go through and sometimes don't pay attention to, that digital eye strain. Tell us something about it. Maybe you want to kick it off with maybe some of the symptoms or what information you need to share with us this morning. Go right ahead.
Okay, no problem. So first of all, digital eye strain is a condition that occurs when the eyes get tired from intense or continuous use of digital devices. That is the computers, tablets, the phones, the things that we love so much, looking at the TV for prolonged hours. Some of the symptoms of digital eye strain or dry eyes. So sometimes we say that, oh, my eye feeling dry. So that can be a sign of that your eyes are being strained. Red or irritated eyes. Most times we pass off red eyes or irritated eyes as allergy. We say my allergy is acting up with my eyes itching, it red. But sometimes that's just a little sign telling us that the eye is tired, it has too much. You understand? Blood vision. Blood vision does not always occur with people tends to think that if you're sugar high, then you see blurry. No. So sometimes when the eye is a bit strained, we get blood vision now and again, sorry. Fatigue eyes, I just spoke about tired. The eyes is telling you that I had enough for today, Hannah. Take a rest, take a 5 minutes. So fatigue eyes are part of it as well. The back, the neck or shoulder pain. So sometimes because we're in this position for prolonged hours, focusing on the computer or the TV or the mobile devices, the tablets, for so much of a long time, then we started feeling the impact on our backs, on our shoulders. So we get the pain there. Sometimes we brush it off like tired, but it's also a sign of that the eyes are a bit strained. The headaches also, we have glare problems, retinal cell damage, and dysfunctional or psychological cycles. Digital eye strain affects affects estimately about 75% of people. Most of us we don't take heed from it, but we do suffer from it, and most of the people that suffers from that are people over the age of 40. So sometimes you're 40 plus and then you're thinking that my eye I find my eye tired, but I don't need glasses,
Mm.
But it's a sign that you should get checked. It always pays to get checked. It always pays to pop in for a visit to see how the eyes is going. It's not necessarily that you need glasses, but it's just something to check the eyes to see that you might need protection against all the lights, all the blue lights, all the things that affects the eyes.
let me just chime in on you here for a minute. You keep repeating that there for me for a minute, and it's sort of grabbing my attention. The blue light. Tell us about where does that blue light come into play?
All right, so the blue light is for it's for anti-reflective lights in general,
Mm-hmm.
basically focusing on blue lights. So blue lights, we also often get more blue lights from the computers or maybe from the tablets, from screens in particular.
All right.
So when you use the blue light help reduces the digital eye strain.
Okay.
It reduces the headaches.
So
It
in
reduces,
reference then now, you're saying down at Coats Optical, is there a way of remedying that in terms of a particular eyewear that an individual can use?
well, first of all, yes, we can remedy it. We can get a blue light defense glasses.
Hmm.
We
And
do
that's
that.
available and
And
that's
so
available at Coats Optical.
yes, it's available at Coats Optical. So you can come in and say that you're not looking for glasses for seeing purposes, but something for protection. And we offer protection. Yes, we do.
Okay, so let's say for instance I'm an individual who always sitting in front of a computer like I am doing right now, and if
Hmm.
and I may not be using glasses to say that are tested or glasses that are the prescription wise glasses, if we could say it in that particular way, but I could come on
Yeah.
down to Coats Optical and get myself a pair of glasses that could be used for that particular purpose of looking at screens and
Yes.
so forth. All right, great,
Yes, you can.
great. All right. I know. I mean, in terms of the recommendation for it, I mean, I guess you go to the optometrist, and him or her will tell you, well, you need it for because of the symptoms that you will show.
Most cases, yes. If you walk in and you say that you're looking for glasses just for computer, just for protection, we'll advise you to take a full glasses test.
Hmm.
Because sometimes you might think you only need a glasses for protection, but there is something deeper than that. And yes, the doctor can tell you that you need the blue light lens, or even the OSRs, the supervisor. We can direct you to say, well, if you come for that, then we can help you in that regard.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, sometimes folks may have never known that you could actually get those blue eyeglasses there from Coats Optical. So that's interesting to know. Now, if I'm not sure if that information is with you, maybe you could share with us, the listeners and viewers this morning who are listening to the Mid Morning Buzz and probably interested, probably having symptoms and so forth. How can someone get rid of a digital eye strain per se, if that information is
Um,
available?
Well, to get rid of the digital eye strain, I think to lessen it, I'm not 100% sure
Mm.
about getting it to get rid of it, but
I
I
mean,
know
but
that there are things we can
there
do
are
to
probably things you
alleviate,
can do to alleviate,
to alleviate the strain of the eyes. We have the 20-20-20 rule. You take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet away, at least 20 minutes per day. So instead of staring at the TV, at the computer, at the devices for the whole day, you take a break. So that helps alleviate the eye strain. Size up. Size up the front on your phones, on your tablets, so that it could be a bit closer to you rather than further away from you.
All right.
So sometimes you see older people with their fonts a bit bigger. It helps because it helps lessen the strain of the eye, reduce glare. So some people like to have their phones and it's bright, 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 bright. You lessen down on the brightness as well. So this help you in a good way too. Blink more often. So sometimes you stay and you tend not to blink. So we're asking you to blink a little bit more. Um, Use the computer eyewear, especially for the blue lights, as I just spoke about.
All
Use it,
right.
and if you're on the computers for more than 2 hours per day, we try to get protection for the eyes.
All right.
Um,
All right. So tell me, today being another special day at courts, you did, of course, in the introduction mention stuff that folks can actually come in today and be part of. We're talking about, get that comprehensive exam. Could you mind repeating it once again for us?
Yes, so we offer free eye examinations. You can walk in, but we do appointments as well. Appointments gets preference, but you can walk in and we see you. It's free to test the eye. We do eye examination for children from as old as 5 years old. So you come in with the children especially so that they can get tested. So it's an ongoing something. The doctor is here from Monday to Thursdays. Lunch hour is between 1 to 2 o'clock daily. Our last appointment on a daily basis is 3:30. So if you're here before that or before 1 o'clock, you're free to see the doctor.
All right. Hannah, I want to thank you once again for sharing the information you did this morning. Certainly hope folks will take advantage. Come on down and get, of course, the free comprehensive exams. You also mentioned that folks could also get their blood pressure and their blood sugar
yes,
testing.
we
also
have that ongoing today.
Okay. All right.
That's going on today, yes.
All right. Hannah, I want to thank you so much for sharing information that you did share with us this morning. Have yourself a great Easter holidays coming up, and wish you and the folks on the coast all the best for today. Thanks again for being part of the Mid-Morning Buzz.
Thank you. The pleasure was mine.
All right, great. Hey, folks, that was the folks that's Hannah Nights down there at Coates, and we certainly want to thank the folks at Coates for being with us this morning. Don't forget, you can head on down to Coates and be part of the free comprehensive exam that they have on today. As I mentioned before, you can get your free blood pressure and blood sugar testing done today. Check out the nearest Coates branch near to you, and don't forget, go on out to Coates and get your blue light eyeglass eyewear. And certainly that may help you for those of you who are maybe having problems when you view computers. Hey, that's what we say goodbye for this segment of the Big Morning Buzz. We have another special segment coming up for you shortly. Stick around with us here on the Mid Morning Buzz here on Classic 105 and GBN TV.
Records at the traffic department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming. I'll tell you, when a family tragically loses a loved one, does it matter whether by means of a gun or a motor vehicle? To avoid accidents, drivers and pedestrians alike must exercise extreme caution when using the road.
Welcome to the highly anticipated second season of Caribbean Medical TV, the first and only medical TV series that showcases the Caribbean and the emerging issues on all health and wellness forums in our region. Like season 1, the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional doctors and medical experts forged the basis of the show. This season, we take the first groundbreaking original show even further. This series aims to empower our people with knowledge, from ways of detecting to ways of healing ourselves, protecting citizens with chronic diseases from COVID-19, while showing how they can manage their conditions effectively and safely receive needed health care while preserving what constitutes the very core of our Caribbean culture, its predilection for flavor, spirit, and rhythm. This is truly a holistic wellness agenda for our Caribbean people.
It's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home and walk better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight. Just the beginning of our lives, sweet Grenada. This is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight. Just the beginning of our lives, sweet Grenada. This is home, 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 sweet Grenada. Yeah, this is home. gonna embarrass her. Stay on the road and come right home. Mama said I'm gonna embarrass her. The sky up with the bucket of water. Mama said I'm gonna embarrass her. She have a good eye on Mr. Walker. Mama said I'm gonna embarrass her. Big Bone Shirley round the corner. Stop by with a message for you. She said Tim and Berry in the past year, and they want to know if you're in the mood to play brown girl in the ring. Little girl, just watch what you're doing. Brown girl should have big dreams and no time for bad company. Little girl, watch where you go. Mama said I'm gonna embarrass her. Stay on the road and come right home. Mama said I'm gonna embarrass her. In the sky like with the bucket of water. Mama said I'm gonna embarrass her. She have a good eye on Mr. Walker. Mama said it's have time for the fun, time for the laughing, time for we learn. It never have time for time wasting. It have time for the melee, time for the love. But when it come to the boys, you have all the time in the world. Hey, hey, little girl, watch where you go. Mama said stay on the road and come right home. Mama said up on the sky like with the bucket of water. Mama said up on the she have a good eye on Mr. Walker. Mama said
glorious vibes. And every time I look at you, I see why the world wants to come to you. Cause I've green rich vegetation in every parish of the nation, with nutmeg, banana and cocoa. In everywhere I go, breadfruits and callaloo too. That's very good for me and you. She has so much variety. She could cook plenty potlucks for people to eat. Girl, you are my Grenadian smiling beauty, yeah. Girl, you are my Grenadian smiling beauty, yeah. Waking up with you in the morning, girl, I feel so refreshing. With the blessing to see the sun rising and to hear the birds them singing. It's such an honor to call you my Grenadian girl, cause you have so much unseen talents to offer each corner of this world, like the sound of steel pan beating. And the sweet song of groovy and calypso music, yeah. Not forgetting the skanking beat, yeah, of reggae music, yeah. beauty, beauty. My grenade and smile, beauty, beauty. Beauty, beauty. My grenade and smile, my grenade and smile. Beauty, 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 beauty. My grenade and
Welcome, good day, one and all. It's Classic 105.5, Classic 105.9, GBN TV. Welcome to the Mid Morning Buzz. Yeah, your host GT, and how could I describe that this morning? How could I say it this morning? Let me say welcome to Donnie McClurkin. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Welcome to Grenada.
Thank you so much. How many hours have you been sitting on here today?
I'm sitting from 9 a.m. in the morning.
Lord have mercy. And until when?
Until 12. So I still got a couple minutes.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad.
It's not that bad. So just a couple of hours again. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk. Welcome once again. How are you feeling to be in this Spice Hour, man?
Oh, man, I'm feeling wonderful. I was just saying, I'm in love with this place. Yeah. Since I got here, I have been just vegging out and just doing very little of nothing, sitting on the beach, sitting poolside, and just trying to collect my thoughts. And I didn't realize how tight strung I was.
In terms of?
Just period. All of the different things that we're dealing with at our church at home, you know, the global ministry aspect of it. I didn't realize how real tight I was until I got here and just could exhale. And once I exhaled, I was able to evaluate really what was important. And that was just in a day. Yeah. What's important and how to really just detach myself and just slow down.
Imagine if you're here for a month.
Oh, a month. I'd never leave. I'd never go home.
Tell me, man, Donnie McClurkin, from the start to now, how's it been for you?
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't say that facetiously. But when you're in the midst of all that makes this happen, you really lose track and touch with what's going on, how it's developed, because you're so busy in the middle of it. Like I said, yesterday I was able to really evaluate, but the whole journey has been really more miraculous than anything else. It wasn't built on talent, and it wasn't built on creativity. It was built on faith and the miracle working power of God.
All right. Now, you have been there, done that in terms of your ministry and your musical works, winning being awards and so forth. How does it make you feel? How does Donnie Clurkin do it?
That the awards and the different things which I'm grateful for never really impacted me. They made me more nervous.
Really?
Because it took me out of anonymity. It took me out of anonymity and put me in front of people. Every award that you win gives you a greater visibility. Every achievement, every platinum record that you sell, it gives you greater visibility. Every television show, movie, and the like that you're on, it gives you greater responsibility. So it makes me that industry aspect of it makes me a little antsy. And it takes me away from being Donnie.
Wow. It's just totally interesting to know that. Now, you in Grenada, of course, Zephyrin, who I've been talking to for the last couple of weeks.
Zephyrin.
And, he's been eager to get you here to Grenada. And it's not just about the music, but it's also about the word and getting folks to somewhere to get folks to be into the ministry also. How does it feel? How does that?
Well, as we were saying before, Zephyrin is about the hardest working, most dedicated man in our church in New York. And he and his wife serve so well, and his daughters serve so well. And really, we've been knit at the hip for the last, I don't know how many years.
20.
Yeah, and he's always been Grenada minded.
Yeah.
And literally, he has made us aware of Grenada in New York. But to come down here and to see the works that he's involved in, and to be a part of something that he's really spearheaded, it gives me a sense of pride, knowing that this is one of our Perfecting Faith church members. It gives me a real sense of pride.
All right. Zephyrin, I've been looking at you. You said you oversprung. You worked hard, but you happy that you finally got Donnie here. How does it feel for you?
Amazing. I'm excited. I am so happy that he's here with us, and I know that everybody in Grenada is also happy, and my wife is happy. She's on. Hey, Sharian. I know that you couldn't come on, but I know she's happy, and all the, I'm shouting out her father, Mr. Sampson Joseph, and shouting out all her relatives and all the friends and all.
Who picked us up yesterday?
Pardon me? Oh, that was Adrian, Uncle Adrian.
Uncle Adrian, yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
So it seems like Zephyrin have you embedded in the family already.
Yeah, literally.
All right. So preparations are in gear. Everything is a go for tomorrow, Zephyrin.
Yes. Well, everything is in go. Well, we have all our sponsors here.
Yes.
And we are so happy that Country Cold Store came on board with us. And Pastor, what I don't know if you know, but their company sponsored an event when Cherian got saved.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
That was the story that you told me. Yeah.
That is the story. Yes. So we are so happy to come back here in Grenada and to pay it forward. With Country Cold Store and all the other organizations that's here in Grenada that is really helping us sponsor this event. And GBN, MTV, and all the other radio stations, and 92.5, and all the other stations that is around the world that is helping us with this event. We're really glad that everyone is helping us. And
you always talk about coming here back to Grenada. Last week you was telling me about all the charitable work that you want to implore also. How's that feeling going around for you?
Well, Pastor Donnie is here, and we are definitely going to be getting into bringing in our church, and we're going to maybe we're going to be sowing into the communities and going into the neighborhoods and going into around the schools and into, you know, into the churches with the pastors and working together with them and making sure that, you know, this gospel is preached in every neighborhood and every, you know, area that's in Grenada. And we're going to be supporting them, you know, 100%.
All right. Certainly going to be an interesting event tomorrow. Donnie, you're here. I mean, you said you've been resting up and getting your thoughts together and everything else that is in between. What are we expecting from Donnie tomorrow?
What you're expecting from me tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm expecting.
Well, I hope that you're expecting me to bring a sense of music that will bless the people.
Yes.
I hope that everyone's expecting Jesus to be really highlighted. And we have a prayer. Me and Pastor Marvin Winans, whenever we pray. And Lord, let the people be blessed by you and never impressed by me. Yeah. And that's our heart. That we never become the focus of the whole of what God's called us to do. Because it's got to be about Jesus if it's gospel. It has to be about him. He's got to be the center focus. And all of us serve solely to glorify him. We only serve to cause him to shine the greater. And so what I hope that everyone's expecting is for the power of the Holy Spirit to move, that the songs minister to the hearts of the people, that souls come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, and those that know him already get a boost of inspiration that causes them to run faster and fly higher. That's what I'm looking for.
All right. You know, sometimes you lost for words in terms of the feeling you get with it, in terms of what are some of the memorable, you know, concert that you have that you could think that stood out for you?
You're asking me to go back about 30 years of concerts. Because, you know, I'm an old guy. Thank God. I live to be old. And when I started, I was a young guy. And me and my friend, my brother, my nephew, Kirk Franklin, we were flying on the plane 4 weeks ago, and we were just reminiscing. And he's like, Donnie, did you ever think that we would be doing this like we're doing this? And literally, I never took the time to think, but because it was just such a Cinderella type of thing. Yeah. You know, to be taken from nothing and to have God just give you a name. And it's God's doing, and it's marvelous in our eyes. But I think the most memorable time was, it wasn't a concert. It was being in England, and I was there for a conference to sing. And one day I took a day off, and I went to Victoria's Circus, the roundabout in front of Buckingham Palace. Yeah. And I was just sitting on the statues that were there, looking at the Buckingham Palace, you know, because I'm a fan of the royal family. And all of a sudden, I saw all of these people running toward my right. And there was a driveway there at Buckingham Palace. And people were running, and I saw the royal family walking down the driveway. And I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, the Queen, her husband, Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, Sarah Ferguson, the two boys, Wills and what the boy name?
You mean Prince William and Harry?
Harry.
Yeah.
William and Harry and some of the cousins. And I'm sitting there saying, shoot, but there's about 100 people online already. And a voice next to me said, would you like to meet Her Majesty? And I looked, and there was a guy there, a black guy. He said, I work security. Pastor Clurkin, would you like to meet? I said, you know me? He said, yeah, I go to so-and-so's church here in London, and I'll introduce you to Your Majesty. And he gave me all the protocol. Well, I'm last online. I'm the last guy online. He gives me all the protocol that when you come into her presence, you know, you don't look her directly in the eye, you bow your head, and you extend your hand. And no, you don't extend your hand until she extends hers. And then you only grab the tips of her fingers. You don't grab her whole hand. And you address her as Your Royal Majesty or Your Majesty. You can't call her Your Royal Highness. Right. That's for the princes and the princesses. So I got there, and my heart was racing. I could hear my heart in my ears. And I bowed my head and I said, Your Royal Majesty. And she gave me a hand. I shook her fingers. And I shook her fingers first. I said, Your Royal Majesty. And she said, oh, he knows the protocol. And she said, what is your name and where are you from? And I lifted my head and said, well, my name is Donnie McClurkin and I'm from New York. And she said, what do you do? And I said, I'm pastor of a church, but you call it a vicar because you're the head of the Church of England. And we're carrying on a conversation. So I said, with your permission, may I speak? She says, and he has manners. She said, you may speak. I said, well, Your Majesty, I pray for your family all the time, and I love you all. And literally, I believe that God just set this whole thing up for me. But I just wanted to let you know that you are in my prayers, you, your entire family. And she said, that is so beautiful. And so I said, so by your leave, because they told me I couldn't turn my back on her. By your leave, she said, you may leave. And I backed up, and they all turned around and walked away. And I had to wait for them to get a distance. She stopped, turned around about 10 feet away and said, are you still here? Go home. Speak, go home. That was the greatest encounter I had besides Nelson Mandela in my whole entire life.
Wonderful story.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a good storyteller.
Wonderful story. You know, let me just ask you this finally, because I've been asking you a lot. Tell me who's Donnie McClurkin.
Donnie McClurkin is a tall, bald-headed guy from New York. I used to say tall, thin, but I'm not thin anymore. Tall, bald-headed, pot-bellied guy from New York who loves to laugh, who loves cartoons more than anything else in the world, who loves fantasy movies more than anything else. I love amusement parks. I am a roller coaster junkie. I am a kid at heart that never grew up. At 63 years old, never grew up. And I love life. I am one guy that loves life. I love great food. I'm waiting for Halle Berry to call me. One day she's going to realize she needs to be married to me, and I'll be waiting for her, even if it's 70 years old. But I love laughter. I love to laugh. And if it's not making me laugh, then I'm not a part of it. I'm one who's very straightforward. You never have to guess what I'm thinking. I'm one who's looking, even at this age, looking to marry and have a wonderful rest of my life. Never been married before in my entire life. All right. And I'm looking to have that at least before I get to heaven. Now I'm asking God to hold off until I get married. And then the day after I get married, then come back. I just want to be able to experience it. You know? But that's who I am, literally. Right. I just love life.
Seeing you in person, I'm getting the simplicity of an individual as you are.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I'm seeing the simplicity, and I'm just happy to know that. Happy to know that. Once
Yes.
again, welcome to Grenada, and
Thank you.
certainly hope for all the best for the concert tomorrow. You're going out.
Well, you'll be there, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You didn't convince me.
I'll be there.
You've got to convince me. And I hope everybody on this island that's listening will be at the National Stadium tomorrow. Because I love the congregation.
Yes.
As a pastor, I guess. But I love the congregation to see people. And I am security's worst nightmare. Because I run down into the crowd. And because I want to talk to the people. Yeah. I was in Nigeria in December and ran down into the crowd. Now, there are 750,000 people in 3 football fields and in the streets. And I made the decision, I want to talk to these people. Well, the security went crazy. And the people were grabbing you and pulling you. But that's my kind of thing, because if it's not for the people, there's no need for us.
So true.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Take it easy.
I'll see you there.
I'll see you.
And everybody listening.
Zephyrin, once again, thanks for coming by. You know, I've been talking to Zephyrin for months. And I finally met him last week in person, because we've been doing the Zoom, interviews for a couple of months. I finally met him in person.
Very good.
Good guy.
But you didn't say anything about the sponsor.
Yeah, but I was just going to talk to her.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can't, not always you can leave the ladies for last, but just a situation is popping at you.
Save the best for last.
All right. So, lovely lady. I only seem to miss your name from Country Cold Store. That's all I could actually say this morning. Thanks once. I guess you of course, you've been part of the event. How does Country Cold Store feel finally getting Donnie here and just the set ready to go. How does Country Cocoa feel?
Oh, well, we feel great. We feel humbled to be a part of this, to get to have the opportunity to be the part sponsor, title sponsor, I should say, of the Donnie McClurkin concert. I am especially happy to meet him in person and to be this close to him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, something's happening here. Something's happening here.
I never imagined I would get so close to him. No, I know he was in Grenada maybe about 10 years ago when he did a concert, which I attended at the National Stadium, but that was very distant. But here I am this morning.
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal. Thank God for that. I mean, we're grateful, we're humbled to be a part of this. As a company, we like to support events like this. I'm not going to say religious events, but I'm going to say events where God is the center.
Great.
And we just know corporate businesses in Grenada really don't support, as we do expect, these types of events and activities.
So you want to lead the way for some?
And we don't want to. We have been leading the way. We have been leading the way because we have been title sponsor for other gospel concerts in Grenada. So this is not our first.
It wouldn't be your last.
It wouldn't be our last. Because you see, we believe in service to God and service to people. That's our purpose. And what we're doing here now is actually service to God.
All right.
It's also service to people. We're giving back to God what He has given to us. He has given us a business, and we have absolutely no doubt about this. He has given this business to us, and we have seen Him taking this business from one place to another. He has protected it from 1969 to 2023, right now, this very moment.
All right.
We've gone through so much, and God has just protected us. He has just sustained us. And we are so ever grateful to Him that we could do nothing less but to support this.
Great.
All right? And we believe in the scriptural principle. No, we're not a Christian business. There's nothing as a Christian business. But the business is operated by some Christian individuals. And we believe in giving because there's a biblical principle in giving. When you give, you get.
Yes.
And you get 7-10 folds. It's a blessing. And I have proven this many times in my personal life. I give. And I give. And I mean, I'm just amazed at how God just sends it back to you, you know, and not just the amount you give, but much more. And so we operate on that principle as well, that we give. And we don't blow our trumpets. And we don't necessarily look for anything in return from earth. But we know we're sowing seeds in heaven. All right, so we are very thankful. We are happy to be a part of this, and I do look forward to tomorrow night with this goodly gentleman here. Just, you know.
Yeah, probably should get you on stage. Yeah. Anyway.
I look forward to the concert tomorrow night. I just want to encourage all of Grenada just to come out and be blessed. Just be refreshed. Just reflect on the goodness of God, because indeed He has been good to Grenada. He has. I mean, we've gone through a couple of things, but when you look at other parts of the world and what's happening, He has been good to us. So let's just go out there and let's just give Him thanks and praise in a nice, clean atmosphere, you know. And Grenada, just come out and let's have a great time in the presence of the Lord.
All right. You know, we're a bit strapped for time. We're about to have to wrap up. Zephyr, any final words before we take a wrap for today?
Well, don't forget, if you get your tickets at Country Cold Store, you get a discount. And you have to get it, run right now, go get it. While you get your chicken, get your tickets. And tickets are sold throughout the nation. Go get it today. Anywhere you can, when you can, or come on in at the door. We'll have tickets there, and just be at the concert.
All right. I want to thank you folks for popping by, Donnie and the crew. Have a great time. Continue to enjoy Grenada. Probably going to see you coming back in a different capacity. Yes, you never know. You never know. You never know. All the best. Hey, folks, that's what we take a wrap for today on the Mid-Morning Buzz. Of course, all the best, folks. Don't forget, news is next here on Classic and GBN TV. Have a good one, folks. That's what we say goodbye for today.